Well, it looks like the wolves are making an appearance. They're very adamant about wanting to say hello. Alright, we've got the audio visual. Now let's go say hi. I'm very sorry, wolves, but until you become peaceful and stop trying to murder me, I have to do this. Ooh, there's a hit marker. You're in my wheel. How? I was about to ask how I'm supposed to drive if you're in my wheel. Okay, well that'll do. And at some point, these graphics are gonna tighten up. All right, some of the detailing has returned. Not all of it, but most. You can do it, computer. Oh, look at the rover. That rover looks so good. Yep. All right. Looks like we've got our details back. Hooray! And a welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. Wow, there is an unknown signal out there, huh? Well, we should be able to drive out that way. We have rebuilt Big Wheels, the rover. I am very, very attached to this thing. Not just because I'm driving it. But yep, it's working again. We got it rebuilt. Just gotta be slightly careful. Because the ground does still hurt if you drive into it fast enough. Uneven terrain is a problem. It will hurt you. Which is why we're just kind of maneuvering here. No, we were too late. Sadness. It just detonated and destroyed everything, I imagine. Yeah, no, I'm not even seeing a crater where it used to be. It's a very self-contained explosion there. It's kind of something to be proud of. As I said, the ground can hurt you. Heck, even stopping too fast can hurt you. We're going to engage the parking brake while we rock here. Okay, I'm also going to turn on our GPS for the silver because we need more. Alright, show on HUD. Take off of HUD. Okay, so we need to go 2.5 kilometers that way. And something special I know about that way specifically is that we have some hills. Some hills with uneven dimensions. So driving this rectangle up there is going to be pretty interesting. Oh, those are from the ore detector. Does that say 8,000 kilometers? Hot darn. Look, let me tell you where we're not going. It's going to be very ginger about it. We slowly make our way. There's us, the pilot, the engineer, the miner, the builder. Stationary, we have 3 days worth of power. It's pretty good. Okie dokie. This is gonna be a curve. Not bad. Now this is where things are gonna get bumpy. Gotta find a way around this yellow patch. And if I recall right, we should be able to roughly follow this cliff line up. We can do it. We can do it. No, you need to go up. You mean we're sliding backwards? What? No, 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 no. You need to go up. Alright. Okay, fine. I guess we're not going up that way. Well, what about if we go... if we continue going around here? Gently. Careful. Careful. Yep. That's what the armor blocks are for. Alright. Park it. What did we lose? What broke? What came off? Come on. No, no, we need to look. I can't put a band-aid on it if you don't show me what's bleeding. No, no. Oh, I think we lucked out here. The connector, I had to encase it in armor because last time I tried to test drive this thing, it went and exploded when I hit an uneven hill like we just did. Alright. Well, so far so good. Gonna take a minute, eat some meat, and keep driving. Okay. It's a lot easier to navigate this when the sun's out. But these lights are helping. You can actually see where I am, which is nice. I can drive around in the dark because I bring the light with me. Okay, here's our next challenge. We need to go up the hill. Don't lose momentum. Carry it. Carry it. Nice. Alright, gentle. Yeah, we're about to start going down a hill here. Gentle. Slow roll it as much as you need. We're doing great. Whoop, 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 whoop. I feel like I'm just driving a big seesaw. Is that a tree? The hell? What's a bush? It's a berry bush! Quick! Throw the parking brake, it's a berry bush! You disappoint me. You're not a berry bush. I can't break it either. Impressive. Alright, fine. Get back in my Rover. Drive. I was beaten by a plant. The cat is sleeping. You know what? It'll only take a minute to feed him. Yep, I know you heard me. I saw the head move. And if the head moves, his ears are working. He's doing good. He's doing good. He's being good. Taking a nap. Not gonna be taking a nap when I grab his food though. He likes his food. Well, good afternoon there, mister. Are you hungry? Well, honestly, even if he's not hungry, he still gets his food. He just might eat it later instead of right away. Alright. Yeah, I get you some food. You're all right. There's some food for you over there. Alright. And with the cat fed, we can keep driving. Doo doo doo. Oh, we're rolling alright. We're rolling right over some of these divots. I'm impressed. Oh, here's a silver deposit. And we're a good 100 meters from the opening of the cave. Nope, we're not quite over it with the drill. Need to get the drill over it. Now we lop it down with the pistons. Nice. Alright. Oh, this is the battery closet. Well, helps if I actually have a door to close. Yep, we are locked. I'm gonna get a good look at it myself, because I'm paranoid and I don't want to, send me careening down a hill because the pistons break. And the good news, the wolves can't reach us from up here. Alright. Turn the drills on. Yep, got the drills on. And we are good to go. The gravel ejector starts launching gravel. Let me tell you what, learning how to make that work is the best thing I've made in Space Engineers in the past 2 weeks. And I made an entire base. But hey, I don't have to dig anymore because this rover digs for me. Oh, and for those of you who watched yesterday, we've made some additions, like the 4 new batteries in here. Or actually, I think there's 8 batteries in there. We added on to this side of the Rover. We added 2 rows of medium cargo containers and a full row of survival kits, which is why we can dig all the way into the dirt there and almost not have any storage filled. So without further ado, we're going to keep going. But I just wanted to give a quick overview of what we changed, along with this lovely nifty gravel ejector. Now, I did do some test runs earlier this morning to make sure this works as advertised. We got some ice, so that way we have extra hydrogen to fly around with the jetpack. And we got some magnesium for all of our big shooty things we might have to build later. Now what I will do is I'm going to have to move this off to the side to keep a good look at our meters. As you can see, our storage meter is slowly filling up. Because the survival kits are good, but they're not good enough to keep up with the large drills. Alright, we're going to start bringing the drills up. Yep, as we were about to start redlining. And I don't want to run out of storage. That would be bad. Because we will get to the silver. We will get there relatively quick. Because it's 30 meters down and we can plunge, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 meters? And that's before we use the second set of pistons. That's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Doesn't have to be perfect for what we need. Now, unfortunately, there's no way for me to make all of this quieter, as far as I know. Hey, there's the ice we got earlier. And it looks like we mostly got stone, so we haven't quite hit the silver yet. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the refining capabilities that we need on this miner to actually store or process the silver ore. So eventually we'll just get full of silver and we'll just have to go home. And that's okay. Additionally, the majority of these containers are linked using these small holes. And because of that, if I want to craft components, I need to come over here to this survival kit, right here, this one, and use the backside. I still think this is my favorite part. These do despawn, by the way, they don't stay forever. But this way, we can fill all of our storages with the materials and the ingots, and we don't have to worry about hauling gravel back and forth. Oh, daylight is coming. Home is that away, past the magnesium mine. But yeah, that's a planet we can go to. That's a planet we can go to. That's a planet we can go to. On top of the planet we're already on. So cool. I believe that's actually Mars. And then there's the alien planet that the spiders live on. But yeah, those aren't just skybox items. You can actually go there. And those snow caps, you can mine the snow caps and get ice. Or you can find an ice lake. It is worth keeping in mind that wolves are out here. And even in daylight, if they find you, they will try to eat you. You can see the size of the hole we've dug so far. My goodness, gotta be careful. Oh. Looks like we're hitting some stone with a gradient in it. Oh. It's just extra stone. Well, you know, never hurts to check. Thank you, Goodbot. Goodbot is telling me something I already know about, given what we're doing. But it never hurts to have a reminder. That's why it's a good bot. And we've got just enough clearance. I actually had to move these two wheels on the back end over a block because when I was testing this, you see this wiggle on the drills? This drill right here was hitting the armor blocks and it was preventing the entire drill arm from continuing to go down. That's bad. That's bad. We don't want that. But so far so good. And we have an enclosed space for when the hailstorms come. So we're doing pretty good. And I'm happy about it. Oh, it's getting there. Yeah, luckily we have the share inertia tensor turned on for all of these, or else that would be shaking something crazy. That's actually that's minor shake right there. Alright, if we check our inventories now, it's all still mostly stone. I haven't seen us hit silver yet. I wonder if what's over here is just a rather minuscule amount of silver? Especially for the indicator to move that far when we just went down 20 meters. Oh no! No, it's down there. Alright, so honestly, on our next run in, we should be able to get some. Well, starting to get stuck in the suspension. But yeah, I added this entire light bar. That's what I'm calling it. So that way we have some front lights, and I've added us some interior lights around the Rover so we can actually see where we are. And it's so good. Keeps everything we need to see bright, lit up. Now, I don't have any construction components, but I can honestly see myself adding a couple more for this square. Not that we really need it per se, but, you know, the dark part on the Rover, when I've covered nearly everything in lights, just feels off. Now, if I remember right, are you the one that I have displaying the weather? No. But this one, I think, is. Yep, it's raining. Sun is not shining because it is raining. But yeah, you can actually pick what these screens show. So if I go into the K menu, go into the cockpit, and I select what the screens have, we can see a clock. Now honestly, that is probably a bad pick. What we could do, honestly, really, is show energy and hydrogen on that screen, and then have our left screen with a digital clock. Got it, so we've got some overnight rain here. And we're technically barely moving per second, because unless you're on a flat surface, it's very hard to get a true 0 meters per second on a vehicle like this. Which is why we're locked down, attached to the ground on top of having the parking brake. Alright, let's do it again. We're gonna get silver this time. The mineral, not my friend. It would be very interesting to find silver, my friend, down there. And probably a little bit concerning to just, straight up go drilling right at my friend. That would be concerning. But yep, we got 4 drills with a max depth of, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60 meters on the first arm with maybe that's 4 pistons, but even with 4 pistons and we sunk them down, we're probably getting 10, maybe 12 extra meters off of those. So it's not like we're getting like 7 pistons, like we're not hitting 70 meters deep. But or we're not hitting 80 meters deep, but we might hit 70. A little bit of luck. Because even here we are 23% of the way to 60 meters. It's really good. And this rover drives in such a way where even when it's full, it manages to stay. I can't, pilot it without thinking. It definitely takes some focus because you have to plan for the environment, but it's definitely a nice, fun time. Especially to come out here and actually get some ore and get some materials and bring it home and mine it up or refine it properly, and it just feels really good. A lot better than the hand mining that we were doing, and a lot better than our initial rover that could really only mine the rocks on the surface. Now, an upgraded version of this, probably made in large grid, is that way you could actually have the refineries and the large grid stuff. Alright, so this time, yep, we've got some silver ore here. Nice. That's really good. Now, the only unfortunate aspect, like I said, is that we're not really going to be able to process this stuff here, which means we could probably stick around for a run and a half, but then we would have to come home and have this get processed at home. Back at the base. Yep, there we go. The sunshine is up. We made it through the night. Let's see. This thing is only drilling, so this one we could have on the top center screen a digital clock. Now it's 16:22 and the sun's rising. We must be on the back half of this planet. I didn't think our mornings started at 16:22. But that's all a little bit of learning. These survival kits are really, really good. They work together great. Because about as soon as they can get the drill up, it's ready to go again. At least for most of it. Like you can tell that this container is still full, this one's still full. But I mean they're pulling from this one and it's gone. Yep, that one's gone too. Yep, and by the time that those drills get down to a spot where they can get more, we're already down to, well, what our silver is. Pretty good. Now that's where I marked it. Where did I put the cobalt mine? Cobalt mine. Oh, wow. Yeah. Cobalt mine is right here. And it goes down a completely different route than where we are and where we're mining. And frankly, that's okay. That is a-okay. Alright, so we're just hitting that 30-meter mark. It's probably taking us past the silver now. I know this isn't super exciting, but it's definitely progress here that I'm very happy to have. Yeah, because we could probably turn the drills off when they get back up here. We could probably head down and see what this silver vein looks like. Because trying to go past them while they're on is a recipe for meeting the "you died" screen. Not a fun time. Oh, there's the gravel pan, or the gravel injector. With dunk, dunk, as all the rocks are getting processed. And I've got each of these 9 survival kits processing 30,000 orders of ingots. So even when we get home, we'll bring home a sizable amount of things like iron and silicon and nickel on top of the silver ore that we have. Which will be really good. I'll be very happy about that. Yep, we've got our main cockpit, and the sun angle as it comes up will slowly get caught by our solar panels, and it'll assist in charging the batteries. It won't do anything crazy. I'm not going to be able to charge all 8 batteries off of these solar panels. But it's a little bit of nice extra energy that we can get while we're out. You know what we could do? We could probably add some armor to this arm when we get back. So that way if something hits this, or some catastrophic fall happens, this entire drill arm doesn't fall off. Because I'm looking at this and I'm just like, that's a pretty glaring you know, single path of failure there. And I'm just like, maybe we don't do that. That would be bad. In fact, I could get 50 little armor blocks right there to help out with that. Alright, so let's go down here and see where... Ah, yeah, look at this. This is where the silver is that we mined through. And normally it comes off in little chunks like this. Because even what's here is really thin. Like, I'm already past the silver vein and I'm in rock. But the good news about having something like this is that you can basically knock all the silver down. Or at least the most of what was here on the side of the wall. The rest of it we'll just have to either hand mine or hand drill or just move the drilling rig or the drilling rover. What is that, 16 meters that way? Yeah, so far so good. So, okay, maybe I had to drill a little bit. But even this isn't bad, especially with an upgraded drill. In fact, seeing how deep this goes into the hill, let's see, this is the left, or no, this is the right edge. We might just back this up, drill down, move this to the right, drill down, and just kind of get a whole bunch of stuff as we can.
Inventory full.
Yep, not bad. Not bad at all. Yep, because those are the drills. We've got another medium cargo container there with that. Alright, so what we can do, I identify this properly. Yeah, so we move to the left. Or backwards, just ever so slightly. Oh, the wolves are here. Yep, even something as simple as just this little backup right here is really good. Yep, we're locked in with the ground. And we can turn on the drills. Now, as you can see, the wolves are not happy that I'm not accessible. They're just wandering around trying to get to me, and they're like, we can't get him! He's inaccessible! He's in a spot with no ramp! I'm like, yes. Yes, I am. I've debated just moving this entire wheel well over one and adding, just making it a full 6 drills. I'm not sure how easy that's going to make it to drive. That will give some handling concerns. But in theory, we could get more ore from it, so I'm not sure. I'm not entirely against it, but I'm not, jumping up and down with the idea either. Am I watching this properly? Are we really shaking that much? Or did I just have an odd spot? It really feels like we just had an odd spot. Oh, we might have to turn this around soon. I mean, sure, we could take more, but our survival kits and what they can process is almost full. I mean, the best news is we should roughly be able to at least get 1 to 2 more plunges into this. That's what I'm confident in. Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is the more drills we add, the more this arm is going to shake, which means that we could end up damaging the actual platform on the rover, which would be really bad. That's the only other thing I can think of. You know what? We're going to go. Yeah, they're excited. They're ready for a fight. So am I. Listen, this isn't Fortnite. You're making me hop around like it is. I'm glad that I shot the ground, not the rope. Nice. We got the maximum amount of meat that we could get from that. Alright, we're gonna hop back in, set the drills down, we're gonna pull the welder out so I don't accidentally shoot my own components. I'm gonna heal a little bit, then heal the rest with food. But yeah, you can tell where the ore deposits are on the grassland by these little dark patches. They're just kind of pock marking the top. of the ground. Or if you find the boulders that we found where we started our base with that iron boulder, that one works too. Easily get a hold of those. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I'm really happy with this. And the conveyor sorter is still sorting out some gravel. It looks like it's done a really good job. Yeah, some of these are almost full. It is unfortunate because I don't have any separated storage where I can start moving the ores to. That might actually be a good idea to invest in, is a conveyor sorter that turns into like a set of maybe 3 or 4 of these storage containers and just says, yeah, put all the ores in here. Or at least the refined ingots. That might be a good idea. That might be the next phase of this rover's design. It's a little bit of extra stuff. Alright. Yep, filled mostly with stone. No surprises here. I mean, the best result though, right? We're coming back with a whole bunch of iron, and roughly every survival kit's going to have that much iron in it. So that's 27k worth of iron. That's not bad. Yeah, we're maybe what, a good 5 to 10 meters away from where the next part of that silver is. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. As you can see, the fuller the outputs get for the survival kits, the less room we've got. Which is something that we can't quite account for here just yet. I mean, if I truly wanted to, we could try to flare out more storage space over top of the wheels. And we're kind of already doing that on the right side. We don't quite have that on the left. I'm just not thrilled about the idea. Yep, and we're just going to put the drills down to descend again because we're less than... I wish there was a way to pause without changing the maximum distances for the pistons, which is why instead of just, pulling them all the way back up, I pull them mostly up and then, well, that was actually just about all the way up. But it's kind of like a, pull it out, put it back in. We're playing the hokey pokey with the drill. That's what we're doing. It's the hokey pokey. Yeah, I'm really liking how this is going. However, I genuinely think I'm onto something with another sorter that just pulls the ores into like maybe what, 4, 5, 6 containers. Because we've got 9 containers, right? If I go into the inventory, we've got about 9 containers of 1,000 liters worth of ore storage. That's not bad. Actually, some of these aren't as full as I thought they were. Yeah. I think I was just getting caught up in... Oh, well, that one actually still has the steel plates. I might run around and grab that real quick. Oh, that would have been bad. Okay, we're gonna grab these steel plates from here. But yeah, we're starting to hit gravel. And I think it might honestly be the gravel just taking up most of our space until it gets processed out. I'm starting to wonder if I need more pistons on the rear of this miner. Because I'm actually still starting to see this camera angle shake more and more. And it doesn't normally do that. I haven't seen this way, which means we probably do need more bracing pistons. So maybe like 2 on this side, or honestly, we might do 3 on the right, 3 on the front, and then add 1 more on the back. Hi, I see you doing a big stretch. How you doing? You sleepy? Yeah, the cat is sleepy. But yeah, I'm looking back here at these pistons, and I can definitely see that we've moved it forward a little bit over the time that we've been here. So as we've gotten heavier, right, it's a good initial lock, but as we've gotten heavier and drilled more, I'm thinking that these pistons are just having a lot harder of a time keeping us still. So they might need more support to really kind of just hold us here. Yeah, I'm really feeling the wiggle on this ankle. I'm feeling it. It's there. Now, the only thing I haven't quite seen yet... Oh, that's why they're starting to fill up the containers with some of this extra iron. Okay. Tom, did I just watch you get scared by tuna? Sweet boy. You sweet, sweet boy. I gave him a little piece to munch on earlier because it's been at least forever since I've offered it to him. And then I gave him a smaller piece that I put on his bowl. And I just saw him go over to look at it, and he wasn't sure about it. And then he nearly pawed at it, and it scared him. And he ran away from his bowl. Mr. Tom, the tuna fish is not going to hurt you. No, sir. But you know what? I cleared it off your bowl. It's not a problem anymore. Not a problem. This top-down perspective is very interesting to watch. Yeah, because they're just starting to hit 30 meters now. And I don't think the silver ran past 25. No. Oh, no, there's more. Yep, we're pulling more silver out. Well, this isn't quite full yet either. Alright, so this is a very interesting default behavior for the containers and the survival kits. To see them store extra ingots. But the good news is that our rotor is locked. I'm not going to touch it. I might actually just remove it showing in the terminal. And just tie it to a group named mining Rover hinge. Hinge? No. It's a rotor. Mining Rover rotor. So that way we just leave it up in the groups and it just kind of sits there and we don't really touch it. But it's angle locked. And the pistons are all inertia, sharing inertia tensors. So this shake is being felt all along the rotor arm. It isn't being like pushed onto a set of like two rotors or you know, two pistons or anything like that. You know what? No, I kind of want to explore. Kind of want to go down here and figure out where. Oh, where? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, so we just took out this entire side of the silver vein. Then this next side, we would have to sweep it. Kind of finagle. Yeah. Either that or we could completely disregard this little section here and just go off of what the ore detector is saying. Where basically the ore detector shows you the highest concentration of where that mineral is. So you're getting the most reward for your efforts. Well, you know, we could do that. It's essentially we just move to the right here. 7, so okay, 6, 7. Disengage the parking brake. We just need to figure out a way, which most likely means we just scoot. Because I think we're wide enough here that we should be able to drive over those two without exactly falling into either one. Hold. It's gonna be close. So instead of putting the rover at risk, we're just gonna turn around here. Yeah, because when everything is said and done, we've really used a very small amount of our storage. Alright. Pretty much guided this as far back as I can get without falling into the hole. If we fall into the hole, that's going to be really bad. I'm also noticing a slight flaw with this design where our parking pistons in the back won't actually be able to secure the rover because we're going to have them hanging over open space, which is not great. So the best form of securing the drills that we have at this present moment is the parking brake. Well, only other thing I can think of is putting steel plate as a very temporary scaffold along the back of this hole. So kinda, if I had to place it, right, it would be right about here-ish. And obviously some of these would end up breaking from the drills. But my thinking would be that it would be solid enough for the pistons to come down onto to secure the rover. And the ones that get broken just get broken. Yeah, no, this should be... The only one that wouldn't be okay would probably be this one, and I can just kind of go grind it right there. Shouldn't be any trouble. Nope, hello drills. Yeah, no, this should be... I'm thinking it'll be okay. It's obviously not going to be perfect, and it's not the same elevation as the actual ground itself, so we might not even lock these pistons here. Yeah, no, they're not. Those blocks aren't tall enough. So what if I came back with a second attempt? Ooh, that was close. That would not have been a fun time. Okay, so let's get out of the hole. And now we've got a rough idea on the elevation we need to place these blocks. So roughly, yes, that's great. Now obviously the ones in the drill path are gonna have to move, but the rest of these will be safe enough to support the rover during the shaky shakes, as I'm calling them. Okay, so these ones over on this side are gonna have to come out so that way no big explosions happen. But these ones back here should be good enough to stabilize the rover. So where we take a minute to eat some of our cooked meat. And down we go. Yeah, look at that. We've got the parking brake in. We've got our blocks placed. We've got the locks in place. Yeah. If anything, though, this is showing me we really do need more of these parking arms. And that's okay. If we need more, we need more. But that way, you know, while the drill's doing its thing, the rover isn't, like, moving or changing position or doing anything crazy. Because I don't think I realized just how strong these drills are. Alright, so our weather is heavy rain. Because technically it's not just raining, but it's like slightly foggy too. And this one's pretty interesting because we get to see the drills for a good portion of their drilling length. We kind of get to observe them, which is super nice. Honestly, I might leave this scaffolding here because it would become a driving hazard. It would become a hazard if we don't. Alright, so we're hitting 30 meters. Start coming back up here. Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked. I don't think I ever realized just how much of this extra storage was gravel. Or just the pre-processed rock. I can't believe it's already Thursday. This week has gone by really quick. Well, my apologies on that. Didn't realize me having a sniffle would sound like a blaster bolt from Star Wars. Alright, storage is down to under half. I think we can go back to plunging again. There is another game I'm very interested in streaming for the channel that I've picked up recently and I'm having a lot of fun with. It's different from a survival game. And it's, how do I say it? It's similar, yeah. Roughly similar in genre to the Sins of a Solar Empire games, but it's very different. Very different. Also, I'll have to let you guys know I don't have any super big plans for spooky season. I'm not one of those people that, like, do the spooky season, play the spooky games. I'm not a very seasonal person. I'm very much I'm gonna go do what I enjoy doing and, like, invite everybody for the ride rather than, like, following trends or doing anything crazy. But yeah, I thought I would let y'all know so that way you guys, know what I'm up to. Oh, look at that! The sun is out and shining again, and our solar panels are well, most of our solar panels are catching the sun rays, sunbeams. Oh, wow! I didn't know we get a partial eclipse here. Well, it's a very minuscule portion of a partial eclipse, but look at that! Oh, that's so cool. I've never had so much fun looking at the sun. Oh, that is so cool. Wow. You know that Mars planet's a lot closer than it is in real life. I'm sure it's done that way on purpose, so that way you can actually go explore it and not spend the majority of your time flying through space. Alright, we're going to check our inventory. Yeah, look at that. We've got more silver in here now. Almost a full kilogram in majority of these storage. Ooh, wow, that one's almost got 5 kilograms of silver in it. That's really good. We'll be bringing it home. Oh, nice. 8 kilograms. What is that, 4 kilograms? So, I mean, we've got at least 12, 13 kilograms of silver in here. That's really good. I'm really liking that. And as you can see in some of these storage containers, a lot of our iron ingots have actually moved. So we can see, you know, we've got, what, 22.8 plus another 0.89. That's roughly 23.5-ish kilograms. Oh, well, now it's officially over 22. Look at that. The numbers updating, and then there's another 12. Yeah, we're going to bring home a whole bunch of iron as well, which is never bad. Iron is a mainstay for the majority of the crafting in this game. Make so much stuff with iron. Oh, that is so good. Look at that. 3 panels with 4 out of 4 sunshine. Nice. Now our batteries, we've got to look at our batteries. We're using more power than we're taking in with the solar panels, which is why we're depleting the batteries rather than having them recharged. So, yep, got about 8 hours, 15 minutes of just idling here, running the drills. Now the driving takes a lot more power. But for the distance that we have to drive, like we would have to spend an entire very long time out here and not return back to the base to completely run out of power. But we're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. Nope, we're going to get this silver and we're going to make our way back. And then we'll recharge the batteries and we'll probably come back out for some cobalt, because I know we definitely need some more of that. But yeah, between silver for the medical components and I think gold for superconductors, because we need superconductors. If I go into G for the, if I, because I just realized I'm like, well, I would love to go check the blocks, but I can't because, well, we can't craft a whole bunch of advanced stuff with the starter or survival kits. And without getting out of the seat, I can't go into the block menu to check what things cost to make. Actually, even if I do go out of into the block menu, until you place them, I don't think you can see what they're required. But we need, you know, to make ion thrusters and stuff that works in space, we need to get gold and construction, or silver and superconductors and a whole bunch of extra stuff that honestly, I don't even think we found gold yet. If I go into the K menu here real quick, we've got silver, we've got ice, which is nice. Yeah, I don't see any of them. Nope, We have not found gold yet. So we might have to strap an ore detector to our flying ship and just kind of, fly around and see if we can't find any gold. That might be the plan. I was about to ask if I was seeing this right, because our storage is only halfway full and we're over 30 meters. But we must be hitting more of the stone now. Yeah. Alright, yep, I knew we were going to start redlining. And we're actually moving back up here at a very good pace. And this time, I can kind of go around our drills. You just don't want to go near the drill heads while they're on. Because, again, they'll kill you. Yeah, we can kind of see where the next spot we would need to be is. But I think after this one, this will be a good opportunity to return to the base, empty out everything, and just kind of prepare for a cobalt run. Should be pretty good. Get that door open, and we'll be able to drive home in the daylight. Should be really nice. Because don't get me wrong, we can go up in the dark, but I'm afraid of going down in the dark. Yeah, the camera's shaking, but you can see in our meters per second, in our movement bar over here on the left, the bottom left-hand side of the screen, we're ever so slightly moving, like almost 0.5, 0.6 meters per second, or 0.06. So it's like the very slightest movement, but if we're here for like, an hour and a half at a time, that will translate to at least us moving a very, very slight amount to the point where you can see, the entire rover is starting to shake because the only thing holding us from moving right now are these two pistons that we have extended in the back. So I turned off the drills so that way we can get that shake to stop. And honestly, we could probably turn them on just a little bit. Not that they're going to gather much while they're on their way back up, because we've gone up and down through this section multiple times. So any real shake that's there posed by the drills have already been gathered. But I think we're in a very good position here where I can send us back. Where I can maneuver us back to base without anything too crazy going on. Yeah, we're gonna wait until these pistons completely stop moving. Because we want to drive home normally and not in pieces. Very, very close. And you can see that the drills, as they've been going through the dirt, actually have some dirt and grime effects on the drill heads. It's really nice, because you don't get those before you use them. So you can tell that this drilling rover has been doing some work. It would be nice to see some greens intermixed in there with the brown to see, like, yeah, we've been through the dirt and the grass. But I imagine that as you go through the actual, like, core of rocks of the earth, that that grass that grass stuff just kind of comes off. Oh dear, there goes the neighborhood. We have upset our pile of gravel. I don't think that all of these wheels need to be steering. I might have to figure that out too. But honestly, moving slower like this is probably for the best. Because now that we're full, we're on the return trip, we're a lot heavier. We're actually almost double our starting mass. So we're going to have to be very slow, very careful, and it's going to be a lot easier for us to pick up speed on these downward slopes. Which is why I'm very much slowing down here as we go. Because the more speed we pick up, the higher likelihood we have of just careening and sliding and tilting and all that terrible stuff. Just trying to tilt this bad boy over is darn near impossible. So what I might do is I might even drop a save here in this first valley. That way, in case something terrible happens on our return trip, I can quick load. Yep. Alright, so there's our save. And now we're on our way back to base with some much needed silver ore to get refined. Now, to be fair, there's something to be said about staying out here through the night and getting some cobalt while we're here. Save ourselves a trip. But we've got about a fifth of our storage already full, and I would like to get as much cobalt as possible. So for now, I'm just going to focus on getting us back home in one piece. Oh boy. That was close. no, we weren't hidden when we said, yeah, this is pretty much just a really big seesaw. Which really speaks to the inertia tensors and how they work. Because without them right now, this poor drill arm would be swaying in the breeze like a tail on a horse or something. Well, there's the house. Or at least the base. Oh dear. If we had some air time on that. Yeah, I'm sure we could probably, if we just let this free fall down the hill, we could probably break 30 meters per second. Oh, and that's why we don't. What did we lose? Oh, we actually didn't lose anything. I'm kind of surprised by that one. What I will do is I want to make sure that our forward lights are on, because they don't, yeah, I was about to say they don't appear to be on as the sun starts setting, because you can see our lights starting to get a lot brighter. We really did get home at about the right time. Makes me glad we left when we did. Yeah, no, our batteries are actually doing pretty good. So it's mainly our storage that's keeping us from being out for extended periods of time. Alright, now here's another challenge that I haven't quite tested yet. It's us getting back up onto our base. As you can see, we pretty much just beat up some of our lights trying to get back up here. Alright. It looks like our incline is still a bit too steep for this thing, which is why our build and repair systems are frantically trying to repair the spotlights we rammed into the armor blocks. We would probably... Yeah, because I'm looking at this. Yeah, no, that's way too steep. Because even with us pushing... Oh no. We kind of have to monster truck it. But we can kind of get up this thing. Come on. Put us up. You can do it, Rover. We are not moving. Alright. We have two options. We could wheel around the far side of the base and take the safe way, or I could give them more strength to the wheels and we just go wow. You know what? I kind of want to do that. Let's try that. We don't have any fun if we don't try new stuff, right? Strength to the wheels. 30% strength. We're doing a whole lot of nothing right now. That's what I'm realizing. What if we wiggle? Come on, we gotta get this other side on here. That's probably what's keeping us from really maneuvering. We didn't come up here on an even angle. So the rest of the rover's like, but I want to get up there too. Yeah, no. We didn't quite get the oomph we needed. We were gonna go throw ourselves over this. We needed to be going straight. Roughly straight. And a lot quicker. Yeah. Yeah, if that incline wasn't as steep as it is, we probably would have went right over the top. But because of that, I think it's probably in our best interest, now that we've given it our best shot, try and go around the far side of the base. Even that's not perfect, but it's definitely doable. We can do it. All right, big wheels. Let's do it. Let's go back up and unload you again. I mean, both the test run and our first actual run with this rover have been very, very rewarding for us. And it's worked really, really, really well for what we've needed it to do. It has, we haven't set it up to fail, or we haven't done, like we haven't said, oh, let's go drill 100 meters into the ground. I don't think this thing's getting 100 meters deep. But we can at least pull 60. Now this is when we want to start turning. Which this thing turns like a tank because we've pretty much almost got tank treads for tires. But it turns really, really well, all things considered. You know what I just realized? I think that I've got some right tread wheels on the left and some left tread wheels on the right. I think I've got some inverted steering on some of these guys. But honestly, it's helping us move a bit safer, so I'm not against it. It's like it feels it looks very counterintuitive, but I'm very happy that it pretty much lets us move in about as safe a manner as you can get in, uneven terrain and environments that you're not quite sure of. All right, so we need to turn this way to get the connector set up. So this is our big old struggle for maneuvering to get the rover locked in. Once we get locked into place, we'll be pretty good. Yeah, our camera view doesn't have nowhere. We are nowhere close to that connector. So we need to pull probably a little bit forward into the base, which is why I'm really glad that we expanded this other side here, so we can actually kind of maneuver pretty good. All right, so we need to back up a little bit. There we go. There's the turn we needed. All right. We're getting there. A little bit more, a little bit more. All right, I think we're dead on here. Come on. Oh, we are very, very close. Because there's the camera. And it's just ahead of where our actual connector is. So we just gotta pull this very, very, 100-point turn-esque mount. And we're very slowly getting there. I think this one might actually put us on. No? Oh, is our wheel offset? It might actually be the strength of our wheels here kind of preventing us from locking in. Believe it or not. Because between the wheel strength and the height offset, we should be able to lock in here. Lower the strength, I think back down to 7 was the starting strength. Yep, there we are. And we are locked, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're gonna set these batteries to recharge. And we should be good to start unloading this bad boy. All the while, I'm gonna put the meat that we got while we were out away. I'm gonna start adding our pistons. What do you need to place? Okay, you take steel plates as well. Alright, so from here, what is that? 1, 2, 3, a piston, and then the mag plate is over here, and we should be able to crouch to place this one. Yep, and a crouch. So that is 3, and then I'm thinking do that again here. Get 1, 2, 3, outwards. The piston and the mag plate. And that should work for our rear end. Okay. I've noticed one flaw. We're probably going to have to take 4 lights out of this on the front end. Which will be okay. Because honestly, I think that we're as good as we can get here. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And honestly, I'm really liking how that kind of cuts our lighting section into like, what, 5 pieces here? That's really nice. I actually really like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or even maybe not just kind of coming out, more or less of a, we could even have it go backwards. Because the goal for the piston, right, is to keep this elevation the same. So 1, 2, 3, piston. Oh. Oops. Well, that's not great to knock the suspension off. Or at least a piece of it off. But we can put it back on. Yeah, because we could have the piston in here like this. But what we don't want is we don't want to have a piece on either side of the piston. It needs to be at least relatively removed and free. Which means we probably could lock the new suspension up back here. Oh yeah, okay. So then 1, 2, 3 piston. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, because where the piston's going to be, it's going to be there. So what if we put we did that. and then put the piston there. Okay, now this should look really good. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it should be, I guess my goal, right? Like, it should be functional. And it should work. Which, for what we need, will be perfect. 3, 4. Nice. Those should all do really well. And they're high enough that they're not going to take the brunt of anything. What we could even do is we could even add a little bit of armor under the light bar to kind of block the pistons. So that way, if something's going to hit the ground at all, it's going to be this armor block first, and we're not going to accidentally lock ourselves into place. Might do one more. Oh yeah. Get armored. There we go. I feel a lot better about that bracketing there than having it stay disconnected. Yeah, because when we get back on the Rover, as I hit myself in the face on the wheel, what we can do is we can head back over to the front end. And we can go into show me only, or actually no, it won't do that. We can do our mining rover parking pistons. So we need to, so here's the parking pistons. We'll show them in the list, and we will just take and add these. Did not? Okay, all right. Parking pistons, scroll down. We should be able to control click these to add these other ones in. Click save. Nice. Then take the blocks out of the terminal, and then our parking magnets. Show them in terminal. Click on the group again. Scroll down. And here's all of our, well actually one of these, or two of them are going to be outside view. Okay. Because one of these, or two of these are not ours. So this purple one is not in, and this orange one is not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Nice. Okay. Honestly, these two probably turn off because those are the ones in the terminal that are used right now on the base mining rig, and I don't think we're going to ever do anything with those. Those are just going to stay. If we go back up, and we find our parking magnets, save them to the group. Nice. So now what we can do... Wow, our batteries are already charged.